Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to do an unboxing of a couple of Samsung T7 Shield 2TB USB-C SSDs I picked up recently from Amazon during the July 2024 Prime Day sale. These drives will be replacing a couple of Samsung EVO 861TB SSDs I put in some UGREEN disk enclosures back in 2019. There's nothing wrong with those drives, but I do need to increase my storage as I'm doing a lot more video work these days. I'll also be testing one of each of the drives to see what, if any, performance differences there are between them. Spoiler alert, there are. So let's get to the unboxing. First I'll crack out the trusty old knife and see if we can get this open. Nope, I don't want to play. Let's try the other side. There we go. Pull that to one side. And inside we get a completely unassuming white box. Opens up and there's the drive itself. So we're opening the black one first. To one side. And I don't want to come out that side. So, opens from the side, that old gem. That to one side, open this one up. We get two cables and an instruction manual compliance guide that no one ever reads, so put that on one side. We have a USB-C to C cable and a USB-A to USB-C cable. Both of those are about 45 centimeters or 18 inches long. And the drive itself, it does have a very rubbery texture to it. T7 Shield logo underneath. Serial number, capacity, and a USB-C port on that side. Nothing there. Pull that to one side. Tidy up a little bit. And here comes the beige one. So let's get that open. I'm not having any luck with these. There we go. Should be a little bit quicker this one. I don't know what I'm doing. Same again, and there we go. This one's obviously the beige one, so I wonder if it comes with any different coloured cables to match. And no, they don't. So same again, we have a USB-C to C cable and an A to C cable. Again, both are 45 centimeters or 18 inches long. You see the drive itself, it's Samsung logo on the top. Capacity, serial number, model number, etc. Nothing. USB-C connector. Nothing again. And the T7 Shield logo underneath. Now that the drives are unboxed, let's have a look at the specifications in a little bit more detail. The T7 Shield drives I bought both have 2 TB of storage capacity, with each drive being USB-C connected, capable of transferring data at USB 3.2 Gen 2 10 gigabit per second. Compared to the EVO 860 drives I have been using since 2019, everything is basically doubled, except for the physical size of the T7 Shield drives are a little bit smaller than the previous ones. Samsung advertised the T7 Shield drives as having a 3 meter or 9.9 feet drop distance. I'm not going to try that out, I hope, as the drives will not be moved around much, but it is nice to know. On to setting up the drive. The T7 Shield can be connected using either of the two cables included with the drive. Included on each drive is Samsung's portable SSD software, which I've made a copy of, but I won't be using it. From what I can find, it is used to set a password on a T7 Shield drive when that drive is encrypted. Samsung also offer their Magician software that you can download from their support site. It is available for both Windows and macOS. This also replaces the Samsung portable software that was included with the drive. It's mainly used to monitor the health of the drive, but can also provide other functionality as well, such as firmware updates. I did try installing Magician on macOS, but it needs to install a system extension that requires the security policy on an Apple Silicon Mac to be reduced. I decided not to carry on and remove the software as I don't really have much of a need for it anyway. Each drive comes formatted as exFAT, so it will work on most systems without needing to be formatted or partitioned. I do want to have the drive formatted with Apple File System, or APFS for short, so I'll pop into Disk Utility and get that done. Next up, let's look at the test results. I ran 2 sets of tests on the drives. The first was with Blackmagic's disk speed test. The results show an average of just over double the write speed on the T7 Shield at 870.56 megabytes per second versus 424.96 megabytes per second on the EVO 860 in the USB-C enclosure. The read speeds were not double on the T7 Shield, but they did come close at 713.94 megabytes per second versus 388.7 megabytes per second on the EVO 860. Overall, not bad so far. The second and final test was a more real-world test that involved transferring nearly 80 gigabytes of ISO images to and from each drive. The results of this test show that the read speed of the T7 Shield is more than double that of the EVO 860 at 951.4 megabytes per second versus 416.2 megabytes per second respectively. The write speed didn't quite make it to double, but it is still very good at 850.2 megabytes per second for the T7 Shield versus 449 megabytes per second on the EVO 860. So overall, there is a noticeable improvement in the performance of the T7 Shields versus the EVO 860 SSDs in the USB-C enclosures. Lastly, let's look at power consumption. Each drive's power consumption was measured with an inline USB-C to USB-C power consumption monitor, and checks were made over a 1-minute period when a drive was idle and being written to. In terms of idle, the T7 Shield draws less power than the EVO 860 USB-C enclosed drive, but not by a noticeable difference. When it comes to transferring data, the T7 Shield does use more power at over a watt at the low end and around half a watt more at the high end. That's not going to break the bank on the electric bill, but it is still worth noting. In conclusion, was getting the Samsung T7 Shield worth it? For myself, yes. I mostly needed more capacity, but also getting a performance increase was nice to have. If you can get them when they're on sale like I did during the July 2024 Amazon Prime Day sale, they're worth getting. Is it the best drive on the market? Absolutely no. There are obviously faster and bigger drives available, but they do cost more. If you need higher capacity and performance, those drives might be a better choice for you. For now, I'm happy with the T7 Shield drives and hope that they will provide enough capacity for the next few years. As for the older drives I have, I'll repurpose those for something else, either offline backups or perhaps use one of them on my PlayStation 5 so I can put my old PS4 games onto it. But overall, I'm happy with the drives and I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button for more videos.